Hello,
Hello, Bible.
Bible. All right, we're back to talk about things people hate right now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, just start off real positive here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which one do you? We're going to talk about two. We'll start off a little soft. K-pop demon hunters.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I do want to say this with the demons is we're recording this during spooky season, so that's kind of fun. I have my Exorcist shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw somebody today. They're like, "Oh, you have an Exorcist shirt," and I said, "It's a job description." It says it's time to call the Exorcist.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus' name.
Well, obviously, I'm not gonna get beat up by 7 demons and go out running naked and bruised. It's such a good story.
That's a scary Halloween story.
I don't know. It's scarier getting beat up by demons or being naked in public.
Yeah. Or
Or
those people who lied about giving. That one's scared. Ananias. And what is it?
why don't we tell that story during offering?
Okay, back to things people hate.
They probably hate those
They
stories.
probably hate tithing, but
That's a
okay.
good one. That's a good one.
K-pop demon hunters. First of all, it says demons in it.
Oh, what do they hate about K-pop demon
Or I
hunters?
don't know. We want to talk about it
Because I love K-pop
yeah,
demon hunters.
you do.
But okay, but to be full disclosure, I've only seen the movie
How
once.
many times are we watching movies these days?
Oh, I mean, there's sometimes I watch some movies over and over again.
Oh, not me.
Okay,
I
things
can
that we
barely
hate.
get through one movie.
You cannot get through one movie. You're like always on your phone. I don't know why you
I
and
love-
other people consider that watching a movie. It is not.
watching movies on
You
my-
do
my
not
phone.
love watching movies. You love looking at your phone
So I saw
with a movie
half
on.
of K-pop demon hunters.
You did?
Yes.
When did you see that? You didn't watch this
live
with
here.
me and Juliet. We were watching
And
the movie.
I was peripheral.
You mean when you were in the kitchen?
Kitchen, couch sometimes.
You don't even know. I got one of the skins for Fortnite.
Oh,
I had
that's
1,500 V-Bucks.
exciting.
So I was like, oh yeah, this is what I've been waiting for. It was like from something a long time ago.
Oh,
I just been hanging on to it. Well, I mean, I was waiting for the right skin to show up.
I've listened to these songs because I work with 4 to 8-year-olds, and I have listened to the songs a lot.
And
Probably more than you.
Oh, I don't know. I listened to the
Choir.
songs.
I have a choir of 4-year-old girls.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Who sing Golden.
Gonna be.
Yeah.
Golden.
And they can hit those notes because they're so little.
It's a pretty good one. I watched this YouTube video on it, and the guy was like analyzing the song, and he was like, "Wow, that's a pretty good note." It's apparently it's a tremendously high note.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't say "born to be" and hit that note. You have to say "born to be."
Born to be.
Born to be.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how to sing, and that's just what the guy said. And I was like, you know what? That's why she says it weird.
Okay. So let's talk about the controversy there.
Oh yeah. So I think like just some Christian moms are like,
why just moms?
I don't think it's Christian dads, right?
Christian dads are. I don't know.
What
I'll research that and get back to you.
Yeah. What are Christian dads stereotypically doing? I don't know. Baptizing their kids. What?
Men's conferences.
Eating bacon.
No, the Promise Keeper.
They don't do that anymore.
I don't know where they're at. Okay, so focus.
No, so I think like you hear like demon in the title, and they're like, whoa, this must be Satan. But it's literally demon hunters. They're killing demons, like the Christian hard rock band.
I was just gonna say demons, demon slayers.
No, that's Doom. The video game Doom. It's a demon slayer.
Well,
right?
we're fine. Anyone wants to defeat a demon, go for it.
That's Doom is a Christian video game.
Oh, wow.
No, actually, most people would probably say it's not. He's a space marine, but Mars Moon. And anyway,
losing listener.
No, we're gaining listeners right now. This is the good stuff because there's a portal on Mars, and it leads to hell. So all the demons, and then they get to Earth, they start killing everybody.
Like
so you're
upside down.
Yeah, it's pretty gory. Like the whole goal is to kill demons that came from hell. So that sounds like a Christian video game to me.
So you feel like the rage. You feel like the rage that some moms have towards K-pop demon hunters is misplaced.
Well, if you see demon in the title and you're like, we're not watching that, well, then I guess, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying like the whole thing's Christian per se, but
No. You're
but they're
saying
out there
that
fighting the forces of evil.
the message is
Right.
good.
Yeah, I think for the most part, yeah. I think, like there's some part of it. I think there's some things that can be kind of weird in it. And then I think there's some things that we could, if you wanted to look at it from a spiritual point of view, you can
I
find
do.
parallels between what we believe or spiritual principles that I think could create interesting conversation from a
Like,
media perspective.
because you are in a media interpretation class.
Yeah, I do a media
Yeah,
interpretation class.
yeah. So tell me some of those.
Yeah, so I guess to get started, so it's obviously the whole world that the movie is set in is spiritually focused, right? And some of the ideas come from like Korean, from my like WikiHow searches,
Ooh.
or whatever it was, not very deep. They come from like Korean religion and tradition and stuff like that, and others are made up, like like Derpy the tiger and his little bird friend. They're like these spirit guides in there.
Mhm.
And that's actually like funny because it's funny because they actually are a part of, like, I guess, Korean spiritual tradition. They would like draw these really stupid looking tigers, and like I've seen some of the art and I'm like, oh yeah, those tigers look pretty stupid, but they're meant to like guide. So I think like there's a part of it where it seems like within the spiritual world in K-pop Demon Hunter, there's like a lot of different spirit types of spiritual beings,
Mhm.
and I feel like that is accurate. And when you look at the biblical worldview, you have numerous types of spiritual beings in the Bible: seraphim, cherubim. You have
Mhm.
angels. You have have disembodied human
Mhm.
souls, and then of course demons. So like the spiritual speciation in the Bible is multitudinous, it's varied, and there's like there's a lot going on there.
Mhm.
So I think that makes sense to me. Even like the idea of the tiger being kind of like cherubic in that sense, and the type of animalistic spirits and stuff like that. I feel like that's the thing. And what was also really interesting too, I think, not necessarily one for one Bible, but it was interesting because the demons. So you had like this type of demon that was just kind of like, I don't know if they were like zombie looking to me. They kind of had like this type of like a demonic look, but then you had the Saja boys, right? And it seemed like they were a different type of spirit in that they didn't look like the others. They were humans, and it seemed like what it was. And I don't forgot the guy's name, like the lead of the Saja boys. He um, he had like this backstory, and his lore was that he kind of sold his soul to the
Mhm.
Satan figure,
Mhm.
and so he was kind of indentured to him in this afterlife. So then it seemed like he wasn't necessarily a demon; he was the lost soul.
Mhm.
So that was really interesting, in that sense. So all the demons weren't. So in when you look at the word demon in Greek, mythology, it was not a bad thing. It was basically a word that meant like a spirit in a
Mhm.
sense. And I think we can see that it's an interesting way of kind of looking at it. Because even in the Bible, you have like clean and unclean spirits in
Mhm.
that sense, right? Because their loyalty kind of is important when it comes to the way that the Bible displays spiritual beings. Because you have the sons of God, you have this rank of angelic being that is loyal, and then you have rebellious ones. So they're the same species in that
Mhm.
sense. They're the same type of being, but one is rebellious, one is not. So it is interesting. And then of course you have rebellious humans, and you have loyal humans to this to God. So it is an interesting way of looking at that, because it would seem to be that you have these demon hunters, and they're loyal to the good cause, but
Mhm.
then you have these others that they passed on, but they have some type of power and authority to, I don't know, steal souls and do stuff like that.
So you're not saying K-pop is biblical,
No, I would not say I'm not. You should not probably get your theology from K-pop,
but you're saying it reminds me. Oh, that reminds me. And okay, so
right?
okay, so then what would be your, I guess, I don't know, rebuttal to someone who's like, never show that to my kid ever.
Oh, I think you really just need to be discerning with your kid. Some kids are sensitive. Some
Yeah.
adults are sensitive. Like they can't watch certain movies because it just messes with their mind. Maybe they're spiritually sensitive.
Mhm.
Maybe they're just not discerning in that sense. So I think it's like when you look at a movie or like that, it really is a matter of personal preference of taste. Like the Apostle Paul tells us to take certain things into consideration in regards to our right. I just have friends and they just can't. If they were to partake of those things, it would give them nightmares. Maybe not K-pop demon hunters, but other things like that. You
Yeah, I
know,
don't like to watch anything like where kids die. Like
right,
not related to demon hunters, but like just
right,
movies in general.
right. You're sensitive to those
Yeah, I
things. Well,
just
you
like
get
don't
weirded out like with blood and stuff like that on some movies,
what?
like gory things.
Well, like if
But
I see blood, I faint.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
But I
so
think like when we watch movies, and sometimes like I know like
oh
certain
yeah,
gory
I just
movies you're just
don't
not
like
really into.
gross things.
War movies, but I love war movies. Right.
But yeah.
But yeah. So I think that's what it is. Some of it is that. And I think other parts too, like I mean, sometimes like with me, I try to find the gospel in everything. And sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And I'm not saying you have to stretch things to certain inappropriate type of ways of making connections that aren't really there. Like you can
Yeah.
just get overly creative. I feel like that's medieval theology. That's what they did. They
Mhm.
got overly allegorical. They got overly obsessed with things that were just creative mistakes.
Mm.
And I think we can do that sometimes too in our day and age too.
But we don't need to cancel everything left and right. Like
No,
save your cancels for when it's important.
yeah, yeah. So that we talk about media and stuff like that. I've when I communicate this to students or people and stuff like that, oftentimes I'll relate it to a diet, you know, and some people are lactose intolerant. Think
Mhm.
about that, right? Yeah, is it worth the gas?
Mm.
No, probably not. But anyway, so you have these. If you were to look at media in a sense of a health scale, you have junk food. If you live off of junk food, become very unhealthy, and it can create health problems. But junk food might be like a treat, or it might be something that you can have in moderation if you are eating enough healthy food, right? And then there's some foods that are just poisonous, and you should probably never partake of those things. So I think if you kind of think of media and our consciences in a scale like that, so I think that would be part of it. And then, some people would think something poisonous is something that's just strictly demonic, right? It's something that you really need to be handled with care. And I think certain things, so like certain things I'll watch or I'll partake of, and it's in an academic sense. It's like, I really want to see how this is functioning, or what is the hubbub about this.
Well, that's what drew you to K-pop Demon Hunters.
Right. Well, I knew everybody would be watching it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it just seemed like it was controversial. Well, I wanted to be aware. Like I work with middle schoolers and stuff like that, and those
Yeah.
kids love those songs. Like you talk about your 4 year olds, and like, man, it's funny because it's cringe, so they love it because it's cringe. They want to make fun of it. But the other ones are like, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. These boys,
Um,
they're down bad for K-pop.
okay. All
But
right.
that's the only other thing too that I really enjoyed was so this was something that they made up for the movie was the thing called the Han Moon. So the music it's all about the music. Like the music gives those good vibes and it creates a spiritual protection. So over the city, there's this thing they call the Han Moon, which is like the spirit shield. And when the people are like positive and they're vibing on the demon hunter's music, it creates this protective shield. And then like when they're negative or they're out or whatever, the demons are winning or whatever in their souls, then it creates thin places or what's displayed as like red places
Mhm.
in the Han Moon. The shield is weak, it's not sealed or whatever. And then there's through those little areas that there's portals where the demons can come in and they can steal the souls of the people.
Ooh.
But see, I saw that and I was like, oh, that's a great visual of the concept of holiness or sacredness
Mhm.
or sacredity in the Bible, because the Bible has these really specific ways, and we mentioned like the word like cosmic geography,
Mhm.
and it kind of has a really cool way of displaying what a communal holiness looks like, right? We just had the Yom Kippur not too long ago, the Day of Atonement, and that was kind of the idea within this Old Testament mindset was that it was this reset button where the whole community was made holy again, and it needed to be holy so God could dwell with them. Where if it became desecrated, unholy, common, the geography or the geographic makeup was a place where God was not pleased to dwell in those places. And eventually that's why he left the temple, or that's why he turned his back on Israel, because they consistently refused to be holy. So it's like, in that sense, if you were to try to draw a parallel between that and K-pop demon hunters, the Han Moon, right? The holiness, the sacredness of the city became desecrated. It became easy for the forces of the demons to overtake it,
Mhm.
right? They couldn't live in peace and harmony because the society was being torn apart.
Yeah.
And then eventually they lost their souls because the demons had access to it. So then, in that same sense, the whole goal of holiness within the Old Testament was to make sure that sin wasn't a part of the camp, right? Especially within the temple grounds or the tabernacle grounds. So, because that's where God wanted to live. So the people needed to live in a holy lifestyle to have righteousness. And if they were righteous, then God's presence could dwell with them. God's presence was there, then they were protected from sin, the forces of evil, and curses and all that kind of stuff. So I thought that was a really cool way of kind of displaying it, with the Han Moon in that, and how they're trying to seal it. Which I would say, and use the word sealing, and that's similar to what the Holy Spirit does to us.
Man,
Right? He seals the heart of the believer.
it's just an example. It's just something that reminds you of
Well,
biblical stuff.
and the way I see it is natural laws are universal, right? And the more that we can understand the way natural laws work, we can create systems to work with them to do amazing things, like build skyscrapers or predict earthquakes one day or whatever. You know the way the seasons go. You predict weather patterns because you know the natural laws. So in a similar sense, there's the same type of laws that function within spirituality. And that's why you see all these parallels between religions, right? Because there are certain spiritual truths that work. And whether maybe you have half a truth, you still understand the way certain spiritual things work, right? That's general wisdom, right? And that's why you could see certain wisdom sayings like the golden rule. Like, it's almost ubiquitous, right? It's universal because everybody understands the golden rule
Yeah,
works,
yeah.
right? And that's a truth that is true because it's real. So that's Christianity is the furthest revelation of the way that reality works, right? Whereas these other things just might kind of they hit and miss per se, or they're just absolutely wrong. But I think spiritually that's what it works. And even like when you see these ideas of cherubim and spiritual beings, there's a lot of similarities across the across the religions of throne guardians. Just something that's understood in Sumerian religion and an Old Testament religion,
Mhm.
right? So you can see that. So then the idea of holiness or blessedness, and then you look at the Han Moon, which was made up for the movie, but it's still this the spiritual principle can apply across because you can kind of see the way it works and functions because that's the way reality is in a spiritual sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought that was pretty rad.
Any final thoughts about K-pop you want to leave us with? Demon Hunters specifically.
Yeah. I don't know. They're gonna do a sequel, and I don't know if they're kind of pushing it out too quick. It kind of feels like a money grab, but
Okay.
I'm just
On a scale of 1 to 100, how afraid should we be of K-pop Demon?
1 to 100, like a 6
Okay.
or a 7.
Ah. Okay, next topic that people
What?
love to hate. Halloween. Here we are in October.
Ooh, Halloweeny.
Yes.
So some people celebrate Halloween, and I celebrate following Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that online somewhere. I didn't make that up. I can't take that.
Okay, so let's talk about it a little bit. Maybe I'll share personally with our kids. Now they're older. When they were younger, I was probably a lot more guarded about Halloween.
You were that Christian mom.
I was that Christian mom. I had a sign that said, "No ghost here, but the Holy Ghost."
Amen.
So,
And it's still true.
for sure.
Still true because I've kicked all the demons out.
I feel like there's like this natural protector as a parent or a mom.
That's kind of our job.
It's our job. Even when you are pregnant, your
You,
me,
we are one.
our noses, right, get more sensitive so that we don't
Wow.
eat spoiled food, so we don't get sick. So I feel like there's like a heightened protectiveness for a long time until our kids can mature.
Right.
and be okay with things,
They're not
right?
discerning.
They are not
Children are
discerning.
not
So
discerning.
you're constantly on high
That's
alert.
why they eat dirt.
So, Halloween was pretty fall festival for us for a while. It
Oh,
was
harvest
very
carols.
harvest, pumpkins, Charlie
Mhm.
Brown,
Well, we
we
can
would
still
do
do
that.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah, yeah, Charlie Brown was probably
I
as
got a rock.
probably as dark as we
The Great Pumpkin. That is the beast.
now. Each kid is different. Juliet was very drawn.
Love spooky
She
stuff.
loves spooky stuff. I don't know why, she just did. And so just this year I bought some actual Halloween decorations.
Actual
Number
Halloween.
1, I'm just a thrifty person, so I'm like, I'm not buying stuff if we don't need it. But
Some people decorate for everything,
yes.
and that's not what I want to do.
And so my take is if it is a natural thing, like I got a big spider in a spider web,
Big spider.
got bats. Like these are all
Bats.
real things. These aren't spiritual
We did not get the
evil
20-foot
things.
tall skeleton.
No, but that's a real thing too.
Skeletons. I
And
have one.
and then what else did I get? Oh, I just got lighting
Oh yeah,
for our
yeah, the different
house.
colors.
Yeah, the different
Yeah, yeah.
Halloweeny light looking colors. So I mean, I keep it pretty basic. I
I'm
don't.
scared of spiders. They're pretty frightening.
You're terrified of spiders.
Well, I mean, I've gotten better.
Every
I've
time you
gotten
have to
better.
kill one, you're like, I hate killing spiders.
They're just kind of gross. I don't want it to jump on me. That'd be terrifying.
Yeah. So that's my take is I feel like I'm not trying to teach my kids how to do a seance. Like I'm not doing
That would be
that. I'm
bad.
not like crossing over realms. Am I scared of Halloween? No. Do I think a demon's gonna jump on me? No. Like
We are blessed beyond a curse.
if I wasn't
Come on.
saved, maybe I'd be afraid of that, but am I afraid that I'm gonna open a door?
If you were saved, you should be scared about other things.
Yes. I don't think I'm gonna, yeah.
Yeah, my general take is I don't think people accidentally get possessed.
Mm,
I think a lot of stuff, like I think people can mess with stuff that they're not, there's certain accidental things that you can come into contact
mm,
with, but I think for the most part, like there's some intentionality when it comes to really getting into some occultic demonic stuff, right?
yeah.
Or
I think
or
we
some
know when
typical
we're doing that.
foolishness. Yeah, yeah, like, you know, like when you mess with like Ouija board stuff, 9 out of 10 times it's just stupid, you know. But it's that 1 out of 10 times where, it's a seance. It's you're attempting to contact the dead. And that, the reason it's prohibited, even like with the death penalty in the Old Testament, is I think the Bible assumes that it's real.
Mhm,
Like you can contact the dead or spirits. The demonic world is real. Like the spiritual world is the flip side. It's the upside down to the world that we live in,
mhm.
right? They are deeply interconnected. And as embodied people, creatures, we're just not meant to interact with that world.
Yeah.
We're not designed to in that sense. So there's a lot of danger in it. So it's just off limits. I think that's kind of what it is. So there is, I think there are certain things in Halloween that should not be messed with or dabbled with. But as far as I know, when I read scripture, I didn't find anywhere that the devil has a day. Like he doesn't get a day.
Hey,
You
you
know,
don't get nothing.
no, 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 no. He's getting scraps. That's really what it is. He has to find leftovers and twist them to his
So
purposes.
before we go to the history portion of the real Halloween,
Oh,
which nobody's talking about that.
Frankenweenie.
But I think you can make Halloween as evil as you want. I can make any day I want as evil as
People
I
make
want.
Christmas evil.
Yeah, let's.
They make like Christmas horror movies. Winnie the Pooh. What's wrong with these people?
So, we our kids, we all get costumes. It's a fun family thing. We hang out with family. We do go trick or treating in our neighborhood, but I don't feel like I'm opening any portals or giving any authority to that. So,
No, no. And I think it's really good giving authority.
so okay, talk about the history though of Halloween and the misconceptions
Well,
of that.
I think first off, the word Halloween literally means holy night. It's a hallowed evening. Yeah. So the word Halloween literally means holy.
But that is kind of weird, right? That Holy Night has turned into this. crazy. Like people do take it to the extreme of the dark
Like with
side.
like, oh no, totally. Like you go to some of these houses and it's like, I'm gonna skip this one. Like they have like all the blood and like his guts dismembered. So it becomes a celebration. Okay, so Halloween is a celebration of life conquering death,
Okay.
right?
I don't know, actually.
It
You tell
is.
me.
It
Uh-huh.
is. Um, so the Christian holiday of Halloween
Mm.
is the celebration of life conquering death. So then you find what the world or the unchristian celebration of Halloween is the celebration of death, right? So you have these two very polar opposite worlds. And that's why people do what they do, skeletons and spooky and scary and ghosts and all kind of stuff. But the idea of Halloween is a holy evening because the next day is All Saints Day, right? All Saints Day is and Halloween
November 1st.
reversed, right? And then November 2nd, Day of the Dead. Coco. But even within that, like the idea is you're honoring the memory of your family members who have gone beyond. And this is not really a conversation about whether or not you should celebrate Day of the Dead,
Yeah, yeah.
but
We'll
whatever.
save that for another one.
But they really are similar in the sense that All Saints Day is a memorial day to remember those who were martyred, right? You find something right around the 4th century, and that's like your earliest mention of an All Saints Day of the memory, which makes sense because just the century before there was terrible persecutions that were going on, and they're remembering those that gave their lives, the disciples, and those that were martyred. And then it kind of travels through time until eventually, like right around the 800s, it's like codified by the church as a type of holiday that we celebrate the remembrance of saints and those that had exemplary faith. So really, it becomes like the Hall of Fame
Oh,
um,
should
for.
focus on that a little bit more.
I mean, you could, yeah, why not, right? I mean, it's and but see, so if you go to like a traditional type of church, then that's what you'll do if you go to church on.
What?
Well,
People having church on Halloween?
they have church every
Like real
day.
services?
Every day you can have mass.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you thought
I should go to that.
we could go to a service,
Yeah.
go to mass.
Okay.
It's on a Friday, I think. I don't know if they have any
Yeah,
others. We
Halloween.
have to find the right church. But yeah, and there's like liturgy for it and stuff like that, Yeah. I mean, I don't know what they do. I've never done one, so I'm just kind of speaking from like.
All right. So we went up to the 1800 or the 800s. What
Yeah.
else
So
happened after that?
so it's just this celebration of the saints who've gone on before. So it is a Christian holiday in that sense. Now it gets conflated with other celebrations. And this is the crazy part. It's like you only have so many days in the year. And you have all these different cultures and they're going to take certain days and times, right?
Mhm. It's like
Solstices.
the month, it's like this heritage month, this heritage honoring this
Oh,
month,
yeah, you have
this
12
month.
months.
Yeah.
Well,
You
like
got to share a month.
it's like National Boyfriend Day and International Pizza Day,
Yeah.
Donut Day. Yeah, like everything's a day. You only have so many, and then it's like even like colors. It's like you have a yellow wristband for like veterans or whatever, and then you have
Mhm.
like I don't know other things too.
Yes. Okay. So then this day got mixed in with.
So yeah, and I think this is okay. So some of the history is pretty spotty, and some of it is when it comes to ancient history. Sometimes you're just making your best guess.
Hmm.
So the story that goes around is like it's this druidic holiday
Mhm.
with the Celts and stuff like that, and then you see this one celebration of this god Samhain. It's spelled Samhain, but it's said Samhain.
Okay.
Anyway, but see when I do my research and I listen to listening to certain things and reading certain things, I I think the earliest I can find this reading about Samhain, and if somebody out there in the comments wants to give me more information, point me to the different direction. It really is like the 1800s.
Oh my gosh, that's late.
And it's like you have these historic accounts in the 1800s, but I can't find anything that goes further back.
Mhm.
Although I do know that there were druidic ceremonies going on. You can, I mean, and that's not my area of expertise, but you know, okay, let's say it seems spurious that that's what it was before the celebration in 300s with All Saints Day and then in the 800s. So then which came first, right? The idea is the church wanted to save all these druids or whatever, so they just put All Saints Day there because of, because they were trying to colonize the holiday. And yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, it makes sense to put certain holidays and remembrances in different times. Um, but there is a natural turning of the seasons in this hemisphere where you go from summer to fall,
Mhm.
and that has specific stereotypes or themes that go with it, just like with winter into spring, a general rebirth,
Mhm.
right? And then several cultures celebrate the new year on that fall turning,
Mhm.
right? So like the Celtic New Year happens on November, right around November 1st,
Mm.
you know, October 31st. But that's even not even counting when they're set. So then it makes sense to do a certain remembrance of saints or those who have died in that time period. So you kind of see all these holidays kind of getting pushed together in cultures, and it just makes sense.
Mhm.
So I think I think it's spurious personally, and I'm open to being having my mind changed to say that, you know, this is just the Christian version of Samhain. I don't think it is because they're doing different things, right? We're not conjuring the spirits to protect us from others. That's not what's happening. And then even with it in the 1800s, that's when some of these folks from Europe were coming over and they were bringing certain things into their new American communities, and then it becomes, you know, um, becomes marketed and it becomes this money making event, which is what happened with Christmas, right? Is Christmas even Christmas anymore in certain rounds of peoples and cultures? Great Pumpkin was supposed to show up.
Something with 95.
Oh, Reformation Day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for the leading. No, yeah, on October 31st. So then a lot of people, Lutherans and maybe some reform folks, on October 31st is typically the day where we celebrate Martin Luther reforming the church by nailing the 95 Theses to uh, the door of the church, which he just put up a bulletin board. He just made his post. Yeah, and that was a great celebration of being reformed and all the things that need to be changed within the Catholic Church of the day.
All right. Red, yellow, green light.
Oh,
Red light. What should we not ever do on Halloween? What should we be cautious about? And green light. What should we do?
contacting the dead,
Red
red light.
light.
Murder, red
Red
light.
light.
Probably celebrating demons, red
Red
light.
light.
I would most likely say dressing up your children in really gory, traumatizing things. I would red light that.
I'd red light that as a parent.
I would say,
Ouija board. Okay, yellow light stuff. It's like, proceed with caution.
I would say giving out pennies.
Peanut butter candies.
Hey, some people really love peanut butter
Do you
candy.
know what I'm talking about? No, I'm talking about those taffies.
Peanut butter taffy? Who's giving out peanut butter taffy?
They're like wrapped in wax paper. You
The
don't
old
remember
people
that?
candy?
Yes, or strawberry candies.
There's a really weird one. It's like green and brown. Have you seen that one?
But candy's so expensive, so then I understand.
Oh,
It's crazy. Candy
it is
prices
pretty
are
expensive.
crazy. Okay, so yellow light.
Yellow light. I mean, I would say maybe some horror movies.
Yeah,
You know,
proceed with
don't
caution.
watch The Purge. The Purge just gives me creeps. I've never seen it before.
You've never seen it,
Just the idea behind it is absolutely terrifying to me.
but you're scared.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I kind of feel like, oh, that could probably really happen.
My gosh. Okay, and then green light.
Eating candy,
Uh-huh.
having family over,
Mhm.
loving Jesus.
Yeah.
Um, green light. I would say dressing up, but see dressing up as what, right? Probably stay away from like the real like any sexy costumes. That's probably not what you want to do in public. Don't dress up like that.
My
That's probably
gosh. In
proceed
public.
with caution. Yellow
That's
light.
an Ephesians thing. The marriage bed is undefiled.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay. All right. Um, and perhaps
Perhaps.
after learning all this, maybe we should look into some saints on
Oh yeah,
October
totally.
30th.
Yeah, yeah. I have a book right there on the lives of saints. That's that little brown one. Yeah, Lives of Saints.
Lives of Saints.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great thing to. And if you really want some horror stories, some gory horror stories, then you would
Oh
read the
my
Lives of Saints.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Oh gosh, Felicitas and Perpetua. But sometimes it makes me cry because it's just so inspiring,
Yes.
right? Polycarp, he's one tough
Maybe
brother.
Find a Mass if you're interested in
They said
getting
a
that.
mask. I was like, I guess you could wear a mask of John the Baptist. He lost his head. He got his head cut off.
Uh,
Yeah, we forget.
or a liturgy.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
those would be maybe. Am I saying that right?
Liturgy, yeah,
Liturgy.
like order of service or something.
All
Yeah,
right.
I think that would probably be a really cool tradition to start as a family. If you wanted to go through some of the lives of the saints, and maybe some miracles and stuff that happened, read some of the exorcism stories in the Bible,
Yeah.
in Book of Acts.
Yeah, your kids want to watch scary movies. Let's give them some
This
verses.
guy rolling
Let's,
around in
let's
hot coals
give
and
them.
fire, naked, running in the graveyards.
You want some Halloween? I'll show you some
What ab- what
Halloween.
about the demon pigs? That would be a great thing to serve at Halloween. Is candy deviled bacon.
Okay.
I think that'd be pretty rad.
All right.
Yeah, wow.
All right. Well, we just wanted to talk about some pop culture things that maybe.
K-pop,
Yeah. K-pop.
demon culture.
Oi. But yeah, I think that's a wrap.
I feel like this was pretty
Gonna be,
sharp. All right, see ya.